Good day, everyone. I'm your host, James Hicks from Hicks New Media. Welcome to Perspectives in Focus, where we highlight the people, industries, ideas, and the technology that are making positive strides within society. Today, my guest is Mr. Shadi Bakir. He is the CEO of Digitalis Aurum. Hopefully, I'm saying that correctly, but he will correct me if I did misspell that or mispronounce that. The mission for the company is to create a universal and borderless digital gold reserve that's accessible to all. It's a huge task, but not an impossible task. It's a challenging task, but it's not out of reach. Mr. Bakir and his team are building a community, they are building infrastructure, and they are sharing that vision with those that are looking to partner with the organization. Today's going to be an interesting conversation. If you have questions, if you have thoughts, if you want to interject and engage, please put a Q in the comments section so you can be part of the dialogue. Before I bring Mr. Bakir on, I do want to show a quick video really highlighting what it is that the company is doing at the macro 35,000 foot level. So after the video, then I'll bring Mr. Bakir on. Mr. Bakir, good day, sir. Welcome to Perspectives in Focus. I know you're calling from the future right now, right now
Hi,
because
good
it's
morning.
Friday where you are already. Um, Good to see you,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Good to see you and have this conversation with
Good
you.
to see you. Thank you, James, for this opportunity. Thank you.
Definitely, definitely. Listen, this is an interesting conversation, and I want to get into a lot of specifics. Again, like I said, I know we'll probably only go at the 35,000 foot kind of introductory level to garner interest and to answer some of those preliminary questions. But I always like to start with the interviewee actually saying who they are, right? Kind of give your origin story, and if you don't mind, sir, telling us who you are, and if you can also give a little more insight into the organization as well for members of my community who may not follow you on Twitter or may not know exactly what it is that you're trying to do, so we can have some foundation for the conversation today.
Yeah, thank you very much, James. My name is Shadi Bakir. I'm a specialist in investments. I'm an entrepreneur. I worked in banking sector for like 14, 15 years, in addition to the oil and gas for another 10, 12 years. So basically combined, I have like 25, 26 years of experience. Basically, we embarked on this project recently, but we've been planning that for the last 5, 6 years because we worked a lot in the fintech sector a lot, and we found out that there is a need that needs to be solved in terms of development in the digital world and the banking sector. So basically, I come from a family of businessmen, and we work like my brother, my father, my cousins. We are like in senior positions, uh, working oil and gas, banking, green energy as well. So basically, the infrastructure of knowledge and experience is available within the family. And basically, we are also translating that to our society and our partners, which we are looking for to partner up with in this good project. On the other hand, you did ask me that where do we embark on that project? So basically, as you stated, that we're creating a project related to a gold reserve, creating gold reserve, which brings stability. It's a safety net, and usually this is what central banks do. We are not a central bank, but this is what we're looking after. It's a huge job, but the minute it starts the movement, there is no turning back on that.
Mm,
So basically, that's the background, James.
I love that. And at what you just ended with right there in that opening kind of reminds me of how we had our conversation a few weeks ago, and you really identified it as quote unquote the project of the century, right? Explain to me, explain to the audience, to the community, why you feel what you're working on today is really at that scale, right? When we look at all of the aspects of what's going on from a financial tech perspective, from a business tech perspective, just from business as well, why what
Mhm.
you're working on from the borderless gold reserve, why you feel this is really that project of the century, and that's admirable. I mean, every CEO should think that what their company is working on is the next thing. But let's get into that just a little bit, if you don't mind, sir.
That is true. That is true. Every company, every CEO, whenever you have money, you use the money to make operations. That's true. We do think we have something unique. You see, when I stated in the first couple of minutes that this is something that central banks only do.
Mm,
Okay, we are a private company. We noticed that you put your money in a bank as any depositor, and the money stays in the bank. You're not a partner. You see, you're only a depositor. What we're changing that idea. You see, we are getting these people together on board as partners. We're going together as partners. Whoever is partnering up with us, you go the first level, second level, third level, and that's it. That means the profit of this company will be distributed to these people, not as depositors and you take interest. No, you will be a partner that will have dividends, that will have profits like any other company. Now, you said, why is it on that scale?
mm,
When we talk about gold, gold is the most valuable commodity on earth in terms of having it as a base for transactions. It is the collateral of every single currency on earth. Okay, if you want to issue US dollars, if you want to issue euro, you want to issue what any kind of currency, you must have a gold collateral in a central bank. What we're doing is we are doing something similar to that on a private level. Private level means, let's say we have an amount of money, 30, $40 million, whatever it is. We buy with half of that gold reserve, physical gold. We put them in our vaults, USA, Canada, Brazil, Australia, whatever it is. Secured, audited, everything is good. Now you created the support, you created the safety net that every bank does. But though we're not a bank, I always stress that we're not a bank. Once you do that, and you go into your operations, whether we have gold mining intended, the refining, digital hybrid currency, investments in various projects, you always will have the safety net. The word safety net, that means this overpasses all your geopolitical problems, whatever challenges you might have. Economy goes up and down, it doesn't matter. We have our gold, we have our physical gold, and it increases with time.
mm,
Increase this is the edge. We are increasing our physical gold slowly, step by step, and we don't need to get money from our partners anymore. Okay, we have our own operations that will produce us physical gold. We have our own operations in the hybrid. It will produce revenues for us. We're making investments in revenue generating operations, and this is what we want to do. However, we want these people to share the profits. We're not talking about giving them 1 or 2 or 3%. No, this is not an investment. We're talking about partnership now. The thing is, we're going on a public level. Public level means we're creating something from the public to the public. There is no, we want to eliminate the concept of putting the money in the bank or investing in a bank, and the bank will go to big companies and lend them money. No, 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 no. Now we do our own business now. We have the money of the people, gonna make the money for you, the operations are for you, and everything we produce will be also for you. So it's from the people to the people. It's a public project. Now, why it would be, we think this is the project of the century. I've been working in the banking sector for many years, especially in with central banks.
mm.
We've discovered a fact that banks do not do operations. They only hold money, while companies do the operations, but they take the money from the banks. What we do is our concept. We do both in one. We have the
Okay.
money. We have the money. and we do the operation at the same time, and everybody gets benefited from that. So we don't need to go anymore to banks to get money to do our operations because we have our own money. And we don't need a support or a protection aspect or a safety net because we have the gold reserve. In addition to that, we need to distribute dividends. We're not talking about distributing small peanuts and interests. We're not talking about 1, 3, 5, 6%. No, no, no. We're talking about profits. And we're not talking about annual even. We'll go monthly, we'll go quarterly, whatever we have. The idea is to make better, bigger, and really has an impact on the world. And this is what we want.
I love that.
So
So a couple of things there, and the word partner, word partnership again. A lot of companies will
yeah,
use member, partner, teammate, whatever. And I really again want to hear really quick that differentiation that you have in terms of how folks that come in. Is there a time frame? Again, are we talking partners today, within the next week, within the next month, or in from a long term perspective, right? If folks work with your organization next year, next 2 years, where does that term partner continue to be relevant within you and your organization? And again, just if you could just speak to real quickly the differentiation of partner, and then after
yeah,
that, you started talking about how you differentiate from central banks and the banking industry and things of that. I start thinking
mhm,
about regulation. I start thinking about checks and balances. I start thinking about, again, there's
yes,
going to be somebody watching you, right? When
of course.
money is involved,
Yeah.
everyone gets excited and everyone's hand starts itching. What are the concept? What are the frameworks that you have in place to deal with and to address various regulations for dealing with some of those different organizations and countries that you mentioned? Right, we talked about Canada, we talked about the U.S., we talked about wherever. So the definition of partnership, and then how you plan to deal and address regulations and checks and balances within the organization.
Okay. So basically, yeah, that's good. We're going deeper now.
Oh, but listen, we
Basically,
go deep. We go
um,
deep here, sir.
no, that's good. That's good. So regarding on the partnership word, we appreciate this word a lot. We're not talking about investors. I'm not interested in getting investors on board. We want partners. There is no difference between a small partner or a big partner. If somebody has $10, $1 million, it's the same. Okay, and we will make it in a way that everybody it will be fair and square. There will be no big partner. You see, everybody must benefit from something good. And when we say partners, we're looking at a long term. If somebody is coming in to get on board only for like 5, 6, 7 months and get out, he can do that on trading our stocks. We're looking for long term partners, people who will preserve their shares with them, grow their shares with time, go 2, 3, 4, 5 years with us, of course, and benefit on a yearly basis or monthly basis from whatever we get. And this is what we're looking for. We'd like to take these people with us forward. And of course, we do understand that while the project is going on, there will be more partners on board. Definitely, the preference will be given to the first batches, first phase, second phase, third phase. We'll do it in a batches mode. But at the same time, we cannot allow, for instance, for a partner to control more than 5%. They have regulatory issues now. Okay, why is it? And at the same time, there are people with huge amounts of money. Oh no, I'd like to come in with 5 to 10 or 12, 50%. No, 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 no. From the people to the people means you have to leave space for people to participate, to
Hmm.
put money in, also benefit from that project. And it will be on multilateral scales. That's one. Now, on the regulatory issue, that's a good question, to be honest with you, because we have three main sectors of operations that we intend to do. Of course, the ultimate sector is the gold production, mining, because we have to produce our own gold to increase our own physical gold reserve. And once
Hmm.
this is done, that's it, the ball's rolling. Now, when you have a company related to mining, definitely you have regulations to that, to where the country where it's established. It was in Canada concessions or US. Currently, we are in discussions with one Canadian concession and one American concession for gold mining. That's one. Second of all, if we're going planning for a reverse merger with a public US company, definitely will be subject to the US regulations related to US citizens, related to the companies working, because it will be the mother company incubator. When you talk about also Europe, for instance, if we'd like to go for our hybrid cryptocurrency under the, say, Andorra or Spain or Luxembourg, we have the European regulations. We have literally an army of security lawyers and lawyers, contract lawyers, to advise the company on the healthiest and the best and the safest way forward. You see, building the pyramid, you need good foundations. And once we do that, we go up healthily. And we can go up and up and up as much as long as the foundation is good. And this is where we have to respect money laundering. We have to know where you're getting your money from. That's why we're trying to limit the participation of enterprises. We're trying to limit it to individuals. Okay, to give a fair opportunity, a fair chance to participate. Okay, and it's much easier to ask them, where did you get your money from? For instance, you have $5-10 million coming in. Where did you get it from? Savings. I have my business. It's easy to do the regulatory inspection for us. And this is what we want. We want everything to be transparent. We want everything to be clear, whether it was towards the regulatory authority or towards our partners as well. We told you from the beginning, this is what you have to apply, this is what you have to submit. You have to know your name, your location, your residence. There are no facades. There are no charades on this one. Straightforward, from the public, from the people to the people. And the regulatory must know everything. And in addition to that, we will advise our partners during the run with us. We call it the long run. We will advise them if they have a legal question, if they have a security or regulatory questions, ask us. We will provide the answer through our security lawyers. Of course, you have your own lawyers, but you can ask us as well, because we're going on the ship together. What goes on you goes on us.
I love that mentality. And folks, I see a ton of you over on Twitter. They're watching. Appreciate you. Appreciate the community. Come on over to YouTube so you can engage, ask some questions if you do have those. Mr. Bakir, we talked a couple of weeks ago again about this concept, very interesting concept of gold-backed versus gold-based. And it sounds sounds simple. And it probably is simple, but again, I never want to assume, and I never like to assume. But I just want to have the discussion of what it is that you mean by that concept and how your organization is set up, being gold backed versus gold based.
Okay, so that's interesting because yes, many people do confuse the word backed and based together, and this is that would be mainly related to our digital cryptocurrency or digital hybrid currency, which will be launched. But overall, when you say gold backed, or let's say asset backed or gold backed, you take the money of the people and you buy assets with it or gold with it, and you put it as collateral. So you're using the money of the people. When you say gold based or asset based, we're using our own money, the company's money, to buy the collateral and keep it there for the benefit of the people. So now this brings us, why are we a hybrid? Why are we a niche? We're using both types. We're having the best of the both worlds. So for instance, we have our own gold reserve. When we have our own gold reserve, there's nothing preventing us from buying or issuing collaterals or products from us and putting the price that we want for the market to sell. And people will feel secured. This is gold-based. This is the highest of the highest. In addition to that, when we go also on our hybrid gold, digital gold, and I'm coming to that, why we call it hybrid digital gold. We also have a concept called gold-backed. That means when we issue, for instance, 1 million currency, digital gold currency, okay? And we are going to use the money of the people to buy gold to set it as collateral. This is not a sham. This is not a hoax. Okay, you've been listening on the news on many scandals going on, like FTXs or stuff like these. We're completely different. That we're not an exchange platform. Hopefully, one day we will be big enough to even surpass that. However, the idea is to protect the partners, provide security, and in addition to that, and this is where our edge comes in. If we have our gold-backed investments, and we also collateralize it with an additional gold base, that should be good. I hope it's not the wife, James, huh?
I could have swore I turned on off my.
So it's okay. So that's the niche. This is what identifies us. Not only we will gold back our products, we will also gold base it later on with our own money. And this is where the security, they will feel there is a return on the money they put in, and it's growing. Our idea is to grow with the people. Not only you put $1,000 and that's it, you take 10% per year. No, 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 no. Your money will grow. Gold will grow. The physical, everything will grow. Your $1,000 will be worth 3, 10, 20, 30 with time. So idea is the time. And this is where the hybrid between gold based and gold backed edge comes in. You get me on that? So
I
thanks on
do.
that.
I do. I mean, and appreciate you also mentioning about the current status of the news, right? I mean, mentioning about, because you mentioned the term crypto, and again, the average investor, the common investor, someone who doesn't know all of the specifics, would say, again, they've got the
Mm,
TV locked into CNBC and they see these issues that are happening in the industry with FTX and things of that nature, and how to not pigeonhole you and not put your organization, your efforts into that same category, into that same conversation. So I appreciate
mm,
you for, because I was going to go into that, and I appreciate you for saying we see that, we're aware of that, but we are not that. And this is how and why you are still safe. Like, I don't
mm.
want to put words in your mouth, but again, just from the perspective of being third person removed, you're saying to us, I see that, I know that, we are not that. And this is how, again, you are still safe. This is how you can continue to partner with our organization. And now I
Yeah,
am using your words, right? Because that really bodes to what my next question was that you already kind of answered. Why and how should people trust you? Right, because as I said in my beginning, this is so grand, this is such a huge undertaking, but
yeah,
it's one of those things, and this, I say this in all due respect, there are a handful of people that I consider insane geniuses,
yeah.
and we need those
True.
folks, right? Those are the Steve Jobs, those are Jeff Bezos, those are Elon Musk, if he would just stop playing with Twitter, right? Those are the Richard Bransons, the folks that are actually putting a dent in the universe and actually making change. But you have to have those high grandiose thoughts and ideals to actually move that needle, to actually make that dent, to actually make that change. And you are really on the cusp of one of those conversations of gold standard,
Mm.
partnering with folks as opposed to just investing with folks, having shared profits. I was going to say wealth,
Yeah,
but shared profits amongst all of those that engage in this. And you, again, seemingly have a plan in place for
yeah,
when it's good and for a plan for when it may not be so good, right? So because you continue to talk about the bank of lawyers that you have to be aware and answer questions. So
yeah,
um, the trajectory I think that you have is in the right direction, and I really want folks to understand that you've done that due diligence,
yeah.
you've done that work, and it seemingly, again, third person removed here, and what you're offering really is, yeah, maybe risky, because all investments are risky, but again, that due diligence has been done by you and your team, and you've got the backing of folks who know and have been within the
Mm,
fintech world, within the gold mining world. So again, I just wanted to kind of wrap some of the early conversation
yeah.
around those kinds of things. What's been the track record? What's been the reception, right, of your message to folks that you've reached out to? How are folks uh,
Okay.
taking this conversation? Are they in agreement? Are there some hesitation? Are there some awkward questions, awkward silences, and things of that nature? How are folks taking what you're saying, sir?
Yeah. Okay. So that's a sensitive question to answer on that. What's
I
the
ask the
reception
awkward
on that?
questions, man. Listen, if I
Because
can't make you cry, I'm
we're we're, we're, we're here to make it happen. The thing is, that's interesting that you asked a question like that. That wasn't
Mm,
on what we discussed. However, uh, we have been preparing that for the last 5 6 years, and we are like a group of really highly specialized fintech and banking people in the investment sector as well. And when we put the wheel in motion, and we established the websites, we established the companies. We were the public company in Dubai, and sorry, the private company in Dubai, and we also entered the negotiation with the public company in USA, and we own both now. In order to arrange that, the minute we made what we call a pre-sale or like a preliminary testing of the waters, we had within less than a week immediately 150,000 dollars immediately, and we didn't even announce it. And that was, oh, hold on, we we don't want to jump into quick like sales and decisions. Hold on. So we found that the reception is good. People are accepting the idea of having a secured gold reserve, which means worst case scenario, 50% is always guaranteed. And that by itself, there is no company on earth that will guarantee your investments up to 50%. No one, because we have simply the gold reserve. So we can just sell it and pay the people money. Maybe they'll make even more money if the gold price went up. So we found that there is a big interest. We found that not only the interest from the individuals, we found interest from corporations that we have good contacts with. However, we're siding these on this side. We don't want corporations now. We said from the public to the public, from the people to the people. So if individuals are coming on board, we have on our website, we have 627 users registered already, as I see, within like a couple of weeks' time, just to register as members in our website. We have people already bought. We have people calling us to buy large quantities. We don't want to do that. We want everything to be transparent, and we want to show on our website as well how much has been bought, how many subscribers, and how much gold we bought for the people. We have, for instance, one of the guys has even put a 1,000 grams or 1 kilo of gold as a collateral, which is $100,000, $56,000. Okay, and now we're switching into an investment. You see, the reception is good. We're happy for that, and we're planning to take that for the long run. And we're not talking about grams or kilos. We're talking about tons. The minute you go in, you see there are many people with no sufficient gold reserve, and this is a company. We're not a country. We're not a central bank. This is a company. If we achieve what we want and even more, this will never stop. It will grow and grow and grow and grow. And this is where we want them to go. But steadily, slowly. And this is what we're doing. The interest is very good, James. We're happy
Love it.
for that.
Love it. Explain to me and in the audience as well about the subscription countdown, though, because I wanted to
Yeah.
get some clarity in terms of that. You know, is there a finite timeline for being involved and being a partner at a
Okay.
specific level of things of that nature? But, you know, with this timeline, with this countdown, counting down 33 days, if folks need to
Okay.
jump on this or what?
This is what you're showing now on the screen is a screenshot of our website. Okay. It shows the counter of the pre-sale phase. The word pre-sale phase means we didn't go public yet. Okay. We are still on the private level. Anybody who jumps in on the private level with us will become a partner in the private company. So, and these what we will call them the founder partners. Founder partners will have a preferential treatment because these are the guys who trusted us in the beginning, believed in us in the beginning, helped us in the beginning. Okay, we have 30,000 tickets. That's $30 million for the pre-sale phase. Now, these guys, once we finish the pre-sale period, we will start the public period, which means we'll go to the reverse merger. Okay, now, due to the regulations of the SEC on the reverse merger, we might push the 33 days into another 30 days. And this is the limit we can give to the pre-sale period, which is on the private level. Now, once we go on the public level, there are two ways to do that. Either you go and buy our stocks in the market, and there, to be honest with you, there are no stocks in the market. The float is extremely low, and we locked it because
Okay.
we don't want to float the market. We don't want to dilute. This is our company. The people who will come on board will have to buy from the company the shares. I'd like to buy 1,000 shares. Come in. But the ones who will buy on the public level are a little bit different. You see, we already said that the preferential treatment will be for the private level partners. But that doesn't mean we'll not accept more partners on the public. But the private level partners or the founder partners will always, and I repeat, will always have a preferential treatment when we buy gold or when we sell gold. This can be every 3 months, every 6 months, every year. It doesn't matter.
Awesome.
And this is
Awesome.
why we said about the pre-sale is in 33 days, but we still have another maybe extra 30 to add on that.
You've got extra month in the pocket there, just in case,
Yeah,
right? It continues to go the way it's going. Love that. So appreciate that.
yeah.
What's next, man? Right? I mean, it's still so, and I know that's an unfair question probably to ask, right? When I say what's next, I mean, is it continuing to have the conversation, continuing to raise awareness, continuing to tell the story? Um, what's next? Is it in terms of building out infrastructure, building out the organization? I mean, what's your day look like? It's already. I was going to say tomorrow because it's already Friday
It
in
is.
the where you are. But
No, no, it
what's
is.
your Monday going to look like?
No, as long as we have breath in our chest, we will always work 24/7. I will answer that question, James. It's not embarrassing because it's fair to the partners to answer that.
Mm-hmm.
You see, what's next coming up? We are now on the marketing campaign. Everything starts with the marketing. We want to raise awareness. We want people to know who we are. We want people to believe in us. And once this comes in, we have already set up phase one to be sold, which is gathering $30 million. And phase two is $36 million. But I think we'll not go to phase two because once you go public, you don't need even to sell it because we can sell the equity in the end. The first steps will be done even prior to the public level, which is preparation of the reverse merger. We have to do the accounting. We have to do the PCAOB audit preparation. We have to structure the company in a way to incubate the project. You're talking about gold. Gold means you have to put them in vaults. You have to buy gold with half the money that you have. That means you have to do agreements with the vault providers, the services. You have also to do agreements with lawyers. You have to do agreements with the accountants, with CPAs, with auditors. We have to prepare everything the minute we launch into the public. When I say launch, that means reverse merger. We are going there, and we have already discussed it, and we have an MOA in hand with the public company because we own the majority of the public company,
Mm.
97.77%. We own it now because we will not leave any loose ends. This goes all the way. Once we go on the public, there are more plans, most probably promoting to OTCQB or even go to higher levels, depending on how much money we have. How do we produce our operations in the digital market, fintech? How we can accumulate our concessions information and produce our SEC report about how much we have reserves. Because the minute we get our mining report into the SEC, that is a huge step as well in terms of going mega.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where we're going. There are steps being prepared, planned, and set in a very organized way. This is what we'll do. So it's now we are on the marketing campaign. We have to reach out to the furthest ends of the earth if we can, and this is how it goes.
I love it. I love it, sir. I wish you nothing but the best. Right. Again, you're doing one of those high arcing types of projects. You've got people in place, infrastructure in place. Again, from the conversations
Yeah,
that we had, and not even just this 45-minute conversation. And shouts out to members of the community, Mr. Pop, for the introduction to you
thank you.
and to your organization, because that's how we grow, and that's how we build not just this channel, but again, just having the ability to meet interesting folks, and folks, like I said at the beginning,
Yes,
who are doing positive strides within society from a technology and from a business perspective, and you are doing
yes,
that. Wish you nothing but the best. I will ensure
yes.
that the link to your website is included in the description so folks uh, can jump in,
Appreciate it.
right? But before this counter gets to zero, right? If they are interested, and I'm sure there is a contact form or something there. So if they have additional
Yes,
questions and want to get to the
yes,
201, 301 kind of deeper context level about what's going on, they can do that as well, right?
yes. We're definitely the website has everything, and you can always contact us. Everybody will be answered. There, we will leave no one behind. Everybody will get an answer. You have detailed answers, specific answers. You want to join the Discord? We have also a group over there. The Twitter, we have a group over there. We will answer every single question you need. Yes.
Love it. Mr. Bakir, be safe, be well, have a great new year, sir. I wish you nothing but the best, and let's continue to stay in contact. I wish you all the success in terms of all the activities that you're doing, sir. Be well.
Happy New Year. Thank you very much. And to all our listeners, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.